And sport is like an amazing equalizer.
It's true.
For sport, it only matters if you train or not. If you train, you're gonna be good. If you don't train, you're not gonna be good.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. 75% of people I know don't drink enough water. For me, wellness is not something expensive, something super cheap, it's something super, super, super basic. The sport is this micro representation of life where you get to see very quick that efforts lead to results. No matter what the challenge is, if I wake up, I work hard for it, I'm gonna get it.
Happy Saturday and welcome back to Heal with Emmy. Today, this Saturday, I have a guest with me again, and it is actually the owner of the gym that I'm currently in here in Casablanca called JEEM. His name is Yasin, and I'm sure he has cool stories. You have been living in London and you're back in Casablanca, so we agreed on speaking about wellness in an overall topic, so let's get started.
With pleasure.
When did your wellness, or what is wellness for you?
Ooh, okay. Well, first of all, thank you, Amy, for the invite on your podcast. I don't know if if your listeners are aware of this, but basically, I met Amy a couple of weeks ago, but a bit less than a month ago.
Yeah.
When she came to ask questions about the gym, and then she joined the gym, and I've been seeing her at the gym quite regularly, and we've been exchanging quite regularly and talking about all kind of topics. So what is wellness? Well,
to you?
to me,
Because it's a question I really like because it differs so much.
exactly. I think wellness, is just like if you wellness as a whole, if you want to look at the definition, it's something very broad that you're gonna find in the literature. That's something that includes everything that comes from fitness, to healthy food, to athleisure clothing, to supplements, to alternative medicines like acupuncture, stuff like this, to spas, to wellness tourism, to wellness real estate. So it's really something really, really big. Uh, for me, my story with wellness was that basically my story is that I was Moroccan. I was born and raised in Morocco until I was 18. Then I moved to France to study. I've been to an engineering school. In France, you do 2 years of prep school and then you do your engineering school. And once I finished my engineering school, I moved to the UK where I was working in finance in an investment bank for about 8 years. So that's my professional journey. And now let's have a look at my sport journey. I used to do sport here in Morocco until I was 18.
What kind of sports?
Just like the sport that we do at school,
Yeah.
the regular sport that we do at school, and playing football in the street,
Yeah.
like most Moroccan children when
Yeah.
they were children. And so I was quite good at sport, nothing crazy, but like I was good until I was 18. But then when I moved to France for my studies, the studies were quite challenging. It was like taking a lot of my time. So I stopped doing sport completely between 18 years old and 30 years old. So basically, no sport during my engineering school and no sport during the first years when I was working in London. So it's like properly zero sport. I was the kind of guy where people would like you give me as an example for like the anti-sport person.
Yeah.
Like literally no sport. I was not fat or anything, but like
Yeah.
that was it. I wasn't doing sport. I was focusing on my studies first, then on my work, and I didn't like put any time aside for sport. And then just before I turned 30, I was like, come on, this can't go on. Like literally it's been 10 years that you haven't been doing a single session of sport. This can't go on. So I decided to register to the London Marathon, as any person who hasn't done sport for 10 years would do.
Wow. That was a challenge.
Yeah, so then I started training for that.
Okay,
as a rookie, making lots of mistakes. I had like 3 or 4 months before the marathon, so I had enough time to train.
Okay.
So I trained for it, did a couple of mistakes during the training, but by the end, I ended up doing my first and only marathon there in London. And that was the beginning of this wellness journey for me.
Yeah.
So it started by just like, well, this can't go on. I need to do some sport.
And then you
went
did
to
a
register
marathon.
into London Marathon. Then I had to train. I was going outside just for running in the street. Then I thought I had to join a gym to train as well for it. So I joined a couple of gyms in London, and London is like full of like super cool gyms. So it was a great opportunity for me to see like different styles there in London. And then I had to do my marathon when the time came. Then I was like in a much better shape. After that, I did lots of half marathons.
Yeah.
Then I had a friend who asked me to join her for the London Triathlon. So I ended up like, gearing up and buying all the necessary equipment
Okay.
for the London Triathlon, which I ended up doing. Then I had some friends who were preparing for a full Ironman, and we're gonna do a half Ironman to prepare for it and asked me to join them. So I did the half Ironman as well.
Wow.
So that was my wellness journey.
So you went from 10 years of nothing to like just a boost of everything.
Exactly. Exactly. Pretty
And
much.
what happened inside of you since like that just changed from one side to completely the opposite?
Exactly. So I think there was like a first just before I turned 30, I think just the number 30 made it happen.
Okay.
You need that thing that happens in your brain that makes you just like pack your gym bag and go to the gym.
Yeah.
Even if you've been saying for the last 5 years, I need to go to the gym, I need to go to the gym. Something needs to happen in your life that it's gonna make it happen. That was like
Your thing.
being like close to being 30.
Yeah.
And then when I started the beginning was just a training for this marathon. While training, I started, noticing a couple of cool stuff about sports. Like, if you tell someone, hey, you know what, Sunday morning, I woke up at 7 in the morning and I went for a 10K run, everybody's gonna be happily impressed by that. Maybe not impressed, but they're gonna be like, oh my God, this is amazing, it's great and everything.
Yeah.
Whereas, you can tell people, I woke up, I went for a drink at 9 in the morning, 9 in the evening, nobody's impressed,
Yeah.
about this type of
I
stuff.
went to bed 2 a.m. and I woke up 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like this,
People would look a little weirdly at
weird
you.
exactly. Whereas when you do sport, people think highly of you,
Yes.
which
That's
is
so
really nice.
Yeah.
Like imagine this thing that you just need to do, it's free, and as you do it, people's esteem for you is gonna grow,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then what else did I see? Then when the same way we have vicious circles, we also do have virtuous circles.
Oh, yes.
So when you drink, you wanna, if you're a smoker, you wanna smoke a cigarette. Then you wanna stay late. Then you
Then
don't
you
wanna
want-
eat healthy food.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna neglect your sleep, and it's just like bad things after bad thing after bad thing.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do sport, all of a sudden you wanna start taking care of your diet. All of a sudden you wanna start taking care of your sleep. All of a sudden you're getting interested in everything that is related to your health and everything. So it's quite cool when you start in this journey because lots of things gonna follow naturally in the process of
Yeah.
just doing something good about for your body.
That's so true. Things are so connected. Like life in general is so connected, and I feel like life is just a great example of dominoes. That whatever you do, that's also why you see all these great people speaking about like one step at a time up the stairs, because it's like it doesn't matter. You will always take one step after each other, but you choose what stair you are walking and which one you are not walking. But I'm a little curious about you said that you saw when you started doing sports people from outside would be impressed, which is also a great feeling that it's much nicer to feel that people are impressed by you than they are not caring or thinking otherwise other things about you. But for example, for me, I'm also highly into that it's nice that other people like what you're doing and are impressed, but if you're not yourself impressed, like the most important thing is how you feel inside. But maybe those two are also connected. That I don't know. What do you think? Like you must also have changed your own inner view and not only like enjoying the outer views.
And then of course this is like maybe impressed wasn't the right word, but it's
No,
more
it's
like
a good word. It's true.
but it wasn't like what I really wanted to say. What I wanted to say is like this people, they have a nice esteem of you
Yeah.
when you do sports.
No, I mean I completely
Not
understand
necessarily
what you're
impressed
saying.
because you're not gonna do some crazy. You just need to go do 10K at the slowest pace ever. People will like see you as positive person who's like active, who likes to take care of herself and stuff like that. Whereas like for me, like internally, well, there's a lot to say there. But I think one of like the biggest things that I like lessons that I took from this journey of sport is that like I was the guy who when he started and he went to a gym in London, a group class that lasted 45 minutes, had to leave the studio 15 minutes after the beginning of the class, and had to lay down in the reception half dead for the remaining of the class.
Okay.
So
Which
this is
is
where I
bad.
started.
Yeah.
And then I ended up doing a half Ironman,
Yeah.
which is like swimming 2Ks in open water, cycling 90Ks, and running a half marathon, which is definitely something that I would have never thought of me possible at the beginning of my journey.
Yeah.
But, this journey, what I started took maybe 2, 3 years, 2, 3 years, something like this. But, like every day was small incremental steps that you couldn't see.
Yes.
You couldn't
Yeah.
see them. Then slowly, you work, you get results, you work, you get results, you work, you get results. And all of a sudden, you're able to do half Ironman.
Yeah.
And you get this instant, like, knowledge, which is quite simple, but you actually live it, which is you do some efforts, you get some results.
Yes.
This is very true in sport, and you get the results super quick. You just need to go to a gym 3 times a week for 3 months, and all of a sudden, you look at yourself in the mirror, and you're like, "Oh my God, I'm starting to get some results. I'm happy with my body. I feel good in myself." Blah, blah, blah. It's very similar in real life. You want to open a gym, for example. I've just opened a gym. It's like a lot of work, a lot of things and everything. You start going slowly. But by the end, you're like, oh my God, ended up creating something amazing.
Yeah, that's changing other people's lives
Yeah.
now.
Maybe. I hope
No,
so.
you are. This gym are.
I hope so. Thank you. And so I feel like this sport is this micro representation of life, where you get to see very quick that efforts lead to results,
Yes.
which is great. Uh, and sometimes when you try to tackle a big challenge, for example, me, I started by doing running. Well, I started by a marathon, but this wasn't the smartest thing. But like marathon, I worked for it. I was able to do it. It wasn't something easy. So somewhere in my brain, I was like, listen, yes, if you work hard for something, you're gonna get it. Like
So.
it starts getting like printed in your brain, in
Yeah.
your DNA. Then you're like, oh, someone asked you to do a triathlon. You're like, oh my God, swimming, cycling, stuff. Oh my God, you go, you buy the equipment, you start training, you do this, and then after a certain period of time, you ended up finishing your first triathlon. You're like, oh my God, amazing.
Yeah, imagine I did that.
Exactly. And then after that, I did the half Ironman. Same, like the first half Ironman I did, I didn't know if I was able to finish it or not.
But at least you started.
But like no, but like after the whole training I did, because it was the first time I did it, and in training you never do the whole course. I was like, maybe I finish it, maybe not. I hope so. I trained to finish it. You know, let's say 2/3 in the middle of the course, 2/3 after the start of the course. I knew I was gonna finish it, and I was like amazing feeling and stuff like this. And later on, like you start getting this thing, this message printed inside of your soul, in your DNA, that no matter what the challenge is, if I wake up, I work hard for it, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
And this is like it's something amazing with sport, because like it makes you build this confidence, not only about the physical appearance or whatever, but also about like the fact that you're gonna be able to reach your whatever goal you want,
Yeah.
if you put the right efforts and the right work to it.
Mm.
And it's an amazing thing.
I agree so much. Yeah, that it truly is what sports shows you, as you said that, because it also affects your mental thing. And all of a sudden, when you do really good in a gym or really good in a sport, you start seeing yourself better. And all of a sudden, you are doing, for example, really good in your family life or in the kitchen or in your studies or whatever it is. Like, because you start, it's like it's also almost like giving a mouse small cheeses or whatever, like small biscuits. It's like you keep feeding this happiness because you see that you are actually able to do the things that you want to do. But also, what is really cool that you did, even though you didn't work out for 10 years, I feel it's really the way to do it, that you're putting um, a goal you want to achieve. And by it was a public marathon, you knew the date. You had a deadline and you either was ready or not. And then even though you hadn't trained for, 10 years, 12 years actually, if it was from 18 to 30 almost, you managed in 3 months to get in the shape that some people were years to get in. So I feel that I really agree with everything that you say, and that's also why I think I love sports, because I can have a lazy day where I don't do so much, but if I come to the gym, I have still the feeling that I have achieved something, and it just affects the rest of the day.
Completely.
Yeah, you
Completely.
get happier, and because you do get these adrenaline kicks and all the other hormones that kicks in when you
Exactly.
work out.
Exactly. And that's it. With sport, you get lots of stuff that's gonna help you in your real life outside. It has nothing to do with sport,
Yeah,
but that you're able to realize
yeah.
through sports.
But I love these actions that we can actively choose to do in our life that are going to affect the rest of our daily life. Because for me, I don't know about you, but I meditate too, and I have also spoken to my listeners about that. That meditation is such a small little effort. In the beginning, it can be difficult to get started because also we live in such a busy life. So to tell yourself like now I have to sit and do nothing, for me that was also so difficult. I've been training it for years, but that thing is not only good for you in the moment, it's something that's good the rest of the day. And if you do it the next day too, you start building up this huge thing inside of you that just helps you stay calm and helps you react nicer to people and also attract more. And meditation and sports and all these different things, even if you learn a cooking skill, that's also going to give you that adrenaline for the rest of your life. And the dominoes are going to keep falling the good way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I just wanted to add another thing about sport that I really like that I discovered when I started running. So there was this day I was running. I didn't do sport for 12 years. And then I was like, okay, I'm just signed up to a marathon. I need to train, put some trainers, go for a run.
Right.
Haven't done sport for 12 years. I go outside, I start running in London. And then there's this lady that is running and that passed me.
Ah,
And I was like, what? A woman?
yeah.
Me? Running slower than a woman? Crazy. And then I started pacing behind her to try to catch her. And I caught her a little bit. I couldn't keep up, and I was like struggling, so I just stopped.
Yeah.
And this, like,
But
is
she
a
pushed
massive.
you.
No, but it's a massive lesson. You just like sometimes you're like, no, she's a woman. I'm better than her. And then in sport, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's it.
The gender doesn't matter.
Yeah, and sport is like an amazing equalizer.
It's true.
For sport, it only matters if you train or not. If you train, you're gonna be good. If you don't train, you're not gonna be good.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Like, if you're a woman, it doesn't mean a man's gonna be better than you. You just
No.
need to train. You're gonna be better than most men.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's say if you're poor or rich, doesn't matter. Whoever trains is gonna get the results.
Yes.
That's it. If you're young or old, it doesn't mean anything. I have 20. There are 20 years old age people at the gym that struggles because they don't train often. And we have Rashid, who is 75 years old this year.
Yes.
I think you trained with him
Yes,
maybe
I
once,
did.
and you see he's
Crazy.
really good.
Yeah.
I'd love to be in his shape when I'm 75 years old.
Same. He would outdo most young people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's like when you see this type of stuff, you're like, oh, like these beliefs that no, men are stronger than women.
Yeah.
Rich people will do better than poor people. Younger people will do better than old people. Just like disappears.
But you have exactly also more or less what you're saying. I see on the wall outside where you have all this quote from
Yeah.
all kind of people here, which I love that wall. It's a nice detail. I talked about one of the quotes in one of my past episodes.
Ah,
Actually.
really?
Yes.
Amazing.
And I think
What was the quote?
it says something about the only difference between failure and success is one step. And
Right.
it's so true. And I love your point because the only difference between or it's not even a difference, that exactly what you're saying, that the one who puts in the effort is the one who gets the rewards. you can't get in shape sitting at the couch, you know? And also, for example, in meditation, this is not about meditation, but just to bring another example in, you want get things just by manifesting them. But what happens when you manifest is that your mind starts working that way. Your mind starts putting you in that way. And you start putting the work, and then the reward comes. The same goes for sport. And I love it because I actually thought you were going to make another point about this woman. I love what you did. Actually, it was a really good point because it actually is true that it doesn't matter about the gender, it matters about the effort. It doesn't matter about your money, it matters about the effort. And all these things. What I thought you were going to say is that even though she was a stranger, she still pushed you. Because that's also the reason I go to JEEM is because you are a community and you do classes. I am much more motivated and also I enjoy much more going to places like this where you train with others because you look around and you're like, I'm gonna be in their pace, or you have the coach yelling and cheering and so on. Whereas in a normal gym, which is also nice and also do the work if you like it, but for me it becomes a little more like one, two, three, and you're so much in your own world, and you don't really see that people are so much talking to each other anymore. Where here it comes so normally that you make friends, you make a community, and you keep up. So even though that the first time I came in here, I was a complete stranger to everyone, but because we share this place, this stranger part just disappears. And it's the same with sport. Even though the woman she was running, she was a complete stranger, but you share that sport, and she still pushes you. And that's also what I love, that you can really by doing things together, or if you don't have people to do it with, do it in a class. You will be so much more motivated to come to the gym and to give give a bigger effort in it and all these things.
Exactly, it's really cool. Me too. Like I'm a huge fan of group
Yeah.
classes.
Yeah.
Even though I know that lots of people have never done a group class and prefer to just to go put their
Headphones.
headphones and work on their own, which is fine as well. But I love the energy that you get from group classes.
Yeah.
And like I've done a lot of group classes in London, and when you come back to Morocco, you realize that the Moroccan society is a little bit warmer than the British society,
Yeah,
and
totally.
you can have easier interaction with people.
Yeah.
So in group classes, the interactions between people or the interaction between the coach and the gymmers is like on another level here just by being in Morocco.
Oh yes.
And I think also at gym we try to push this to its limit. Like we really wanted to for the gymmers to bond with the coach. So the coaches were like doing, are doing a lot of efforts to bond with this, trying to provide as much advice to the gymmers, even outside of the class time,
Yes.
meeting outside of the gym, talking on the phone in the evening about whatever, some sports stuff, um, to the point that we created something quite nice here at gym.
So
And I think
magic.
if there's one thing that I'm super proud of at gym, because by the end it's just a gym, like any other gym. You could like just like some paintings and some equipment and this,
That's true.
but like the soul of gym, not like just
Exactly.
we created a soul for this gym,
Exactly.
and like there is this amazing bond and atmosphere between the coaches and the gymmers that is just on another level. Like I've seen some stuff happening during classes when sometimes like you have a group super regulars that the coach know them super well, and like he knows the level of each of them. So like I've seen some stuff that are almost borderline with just amazing. Like I don't know, coach hitting people on their abs to make sure they engage in their abs, and hitting the ones that are really strong, have
Yeah.
like really strong foundation, hitting them super strong. Like to the level of like if you're a newbie and you're right doing
Yeah,
that
I
class
know
and you
what
see
you
this,
mean.
you're like, oh my god, I should have never done that.
Yeah.
What else? I've seen clients hitting the coach
Yes.
just for fun because they felt like it. See clients throwing a glove, boxing glove at the coach, coach throwing a boxing glove at them.
Yeah.
Lots of
Yeah, no, but it's
interactions.
magic. But what you created is a family. Because it's not over the line here. Because that's things you would do in your family, you know? You would joke with your family members. This is exactly the same thing. So, but it's true that if it was just walls and lights and equipment, maybe it would be over the line, but it's so much more than that.
Exactly. And I think also we have a great team here where everybody, is like it's more than just like coming up and doing the hours.
Uh-huh.
Everyone like works, love their job. When I say love their job, is like deeply love their job. I think the coaches, they love their job. Like I have so many times coaches call me and tell me, I love doing what I do.
Yeah.
Like, and as soon as they start, I don't know, at work you might have some problems and stuff. It's work. Sometimes you have some tensions and stuff. And as soon as they have some tensions, they just like hate their lives, the coaches, because like they're so used to just like having the best time of their life.
Yeah.
Like we have lots of clients who, yeah, they have like they're having a difficult time and they come a bit upset at the gym. They do the class and then they come out and they're like super happy. It's the same with the coaches. The coaches tell me, like sometimes I come to the class and I have to give the class and I'm like pissed off because of X, Y, Z.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, when the class starts, I just put the music, I vibe with the clients and meet you. I go out super happy, super smiling and stuff. And that's it. Like, I found there's a lot of, how do you say it in English? Bienveillance.
Oh no. You're testing my French.
Like people, like they just they try they want good stuff for other people in this gym.
Yes.
When you come inside, you feel like people gonna take care of me. I'm just not gonna be a simple client or stuff.
Yeah.
People gonna try to
It's
remember
so
my
much.
name, call me by my name. Like if you need, if we can help with anything, would happily help.
Exactly.
Anything, not necessarily regarding sports. For example, I remember you like. When I discovered that you were here in Morocco for the first time, I told you a couple of places to visit and stuff like this.
Yeah.
So that's like the nice thing about gym. I think that's what makes it unique.
Yes,
In a
it
different sense, is
does.
this like bond that we were able to create. I don't know how, but like
Yeah.
there's this bond.
Because you bring gym home. And it's actually a really great example because, as we said before, you can bring up walls anywhere, lights and equipment, but the soul you have to put an effort into. Like, if you want to be special, you have to put in the effort. And you can kind of actually also, because you also see it, like, because people here are so helpful. I'm 100% that people that goes to gym starts being more helpful to strangers too, because they see it and it gets normal for them to see it, because things has to be normal for you before you start doing it, because people are flock animals, so we have to like there have to be one pacing and other people have to see, okay, this happens, this is normal. But it's so like it's also the same for our bodies, you know. You can put a body anywhere, but to make this person special, like again, you have to put in the effort, whether that's sports or somewhere else. So it truly is that no matter what you speak about in sports, like there's always an anecdote you can put into your own life. Yeah.
And I wanted to come back to your first initial question: what is wellness to me? Because that was like very broad and everything. So I just wanted to put the
I want to
context.
know what you do in your
Exactly.
wellness.
So, for me, like after this little journey where I've been, talking to a lot of people in the wellness industry, coaches, or coaches in different fields. Today you have like lots of alternative stuff, breathing, sound healing, and meditation, different type of meditation.
I'm part of the alternative world.
Exactly.
I'm an Ayurvedic coach now, so.
You're what, sorry?
I am an Ayurvedic coach now.
Ah, amazing.
Yeah, just graduated last week.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats.
So I know what you mean, and the listeners do too, for sure.
But like to me, like I'm in a very, very, very simple wellness. For me, wellness is not something expensive, something super cheap, it's something super, super, super basic. It doesn't mean I do it, because recently I'm trying to launch a second club, and there's been this club, so entrepreneurial life has its stuff. But for me, as long as you eat healthy, by eating healthy means not necessarily expensive or something crazy or fancy. I mean just like basic stuff, cheap basic stuff that you find everywhere. You cook them, you eat them. not necessarily in big quantities.
No.
That's what eating healthy is.
But often buying food and home cooking can actually be cheaper than going out and buying a pizza or a burger or stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, not maybe. Definitely, it is,
Yeah, yeah.
it is less expensive. Or like like for example, here in front of gym, we have a very nice store which
With
sells
organic.
bio products
Yeah.
and stuff like this, and you find like all kind of stuff of like chia seeds or this or that, whatever is
Everything.
fancy these
Yeah.
days, which is great. I'm not saying it's not good or anything, but sometimes like we live in Morocco and we have life in Morocco is very cheap, so you can have meat and vegetables and
Yeah.
fruits at very cheap.
Yeah.
So sometimes people, as soon as they want to, here in Morocco, mainly the upper class, let's say, when they feel like they want to get healthy and they want to focus on their food and their diet, they're gonna go to this type of stores and buy some
Yes.
fancy stuff. Because yeah, if I eat some quinoa salad, it's
Yeah.
gonna be cool. I'm gonna lose weight. Whereas like this is not when I say just eat healthy.
Yes.
Doesn't mean just like get yourself some carrots, cook them, eat them. Simple, like
Yeah, yeah.
cheap, easy stuff.
Yeah, but it's so true because if you've never done something like that, it's going to be too overwhelming and it's going to be really difficult to make it a lasting habit.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's much. I did the same. I had a time in my life where I was a little overweight and I was living at home. So, and my family always ate very nicely, clean protein like chicken, but always like potatoes and salads and so on. The only thing I did was that I started putting less on my plate.
As well.
And it happened so fast.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And to carry on, when it
Yes.
comes food, next one I would say is just like drink water, hydrate.
Yes.
It's so simple, so simple. I think 75% of people I know don't drink enough water.
Yes. It's so
Like, and I
typical
think
nowadays.
even more than 75%. Whereas it's like the easiest thing in the world.
And also, so many people it suffers from headaches, and typically it's because they're not hydrated
Exactly.
enough.
Exactly.
It's such an easy solution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or like they don't like their skin.
Yes.
Well,
Hydrate.
hydrate. Lots of stuff like
Drink water, baby.
And what else? It's simple stuff. Sleep. Just like sleep at the same time. Enough hours, at least 6.
Oh, way more than 6 if
Huh?
you ask me. That's because you're an entrepreneur.
At least 6. Apparently there are some studies that 6 is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it depends a lot. Yeah.
6 you live with 6. I've been sleeping 6 hours for many years, especially when I was
Yeah.
in London.
No, it definitely differs
If you
from
have a
person
job,
to
it's like
person.
a,
It definitely differs.
yeah.
But also now I'm an Ayurvedic coach, and according to Ayurveda, you're supposed to sleep from 10 to 6. So that's like 8 hours.
Yeah.
So, my head, because of that background, is thinking else.
But I probably challenge you. It's not 8. It should be 7.5.
Maybe.
Because it's like they say,
But
those
yeah.
sleep doctors, they say it's like multiples of hour and a half for
Yeah.
for the sleep.
But that's true because
cycle.
Ayurveda also says that depending on what kind of person you are, there are different person types. You will need less or more sleep. So it's also so normal that some people can easily go for less and some people need way more. Yeah. But yes, sleep and the steady schedule, like go to bed more or less the same time every day.
More or less the same time, sleep in good conditions, not in a noisy room, not in a, not
Yeah.
in very, too much humidity, whatever.
Yes.
Just like basic, simple, normal sleeping conditions.
Yeah.
So we talked about food, we talked about water, we talked about sleep. What could we add for wellness? I think, obviously, move. You gotta exercise. We're in the gym. So yeah, just like when I say move, it doesn't mean you need to come to gym and do some like high intensity workout and take some heavy dumbbells and stuff. It's just move.
Yeah.
Don't be like a potato couch. Get out, go. Don't order everything online and just sit on your couch. Go to the supermarket, order stuff, take them. Don't take taxis everywhere. Sometimes go for a walk.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Why not go for workout if you can?
Yeah.
Start some workout routine. This very basic, active person life. Not necessarily person preparing for Olympics. Just like basics.
Yeah, yeah, just move your body. My mom always used to say, like, we used to have a dog, and she was like, always, walk the dog, it's free workout.
Exactly.
Walk the dog. Your body's going to love it. And it's, I mean, I also say the same, like, if you're not into gym, do yoga, just walk around in the city you live in.
Exactly.
Do something like, just move your body. You don't
Exactly.
have to be into high intensity. Some people are, some people are not.
Exactly. Because some people are just like they wake up, they're gonna go grab their breakfast, sit on the couch,
Yes.
eat their breakfast, turn on the TV, stay in the same position for the next 4 hours, get up, go to the kitchen, grab some more food, come back,
Yes.
sit, watch TV, go to the toilet, come back, sit on the sofa, sleep on the sofa, get up, go get some food, come back, watch TV.
Yeah.
And this is a regular Sunday of like
So true.
50% of people I know, me included, but well, at least on the other days I move.
But it's fine to have those days. Like in Ayurveda, we also say so much that it's not about what you do one day that's going to make your life. It's the habits that you do 90% of the days that's going to
Exactly.
make your life. But this person that, live on the couch on a Sunday, but maybe have a regular 9 to 5 on a Monday, also sits down a lot in an office job. So that's also why we nowadays are starting to speak so much about moving our body. Because back when we were living in caves, we were always walking towards
Exactly.
the next home or running from a tiger or something, or like going out to find food.
Hunching. Exactly.
We were moving our body so much. Now we are, it's the same kind of body that needs exactly the same kind of movement in our body, but we are not giving that. So that's why it's important. And it's so crazy to think about that this is such a normal part that will make us so much happier and so much healthier to move our body. But how can it be so difficult for people until they get started? Some people even enjoy so much their couch that they would even speak badly about people going to the gym.
No, exactly. I think before, like, let's say, I don't know, 30 years ago, like our parents, they maybe didn't go to the gym ever, maybe, but they were more active than us. They didn't have Uber, they didn't have,
Exactly.
Deliveroo, you can order stuff, they didn't have Netflix, you have
They
to
were,
watch a movie, you gotta go to the
yes,
cinema, you gotta meet someone, you gotta go move,
yes.
meet that person,
Yes, they
you
were
know.
cycling, walking everywhere. And also, people are also so in like 2024 and these years are so obsessed about gym. But still, other sports exist. There exists boxing, there exists swimming, there exists
Exactly.
gymnastics, riding horses. Like, it
Tennis,
does.
basketball, football.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And people, our parents did that. At least I know my parents did that, and so on. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be a gym.
Exactly.
Weights.
Just move. Simple.
Yeah.
And to
More
finish,
wellness. Yeah.
more wellness, and I think that's my last point, is connect with people. I think studies have shown that like one of the reasons people live a long life and happy life is not necessarily because they've been to the gym every day lifting heavy weight. It's because they have meaningful social connections.
So true.
Very simple. Get some friends, go talk to them, meet them. Don't be just on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think if you follow these paths, it's so simple. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
eat healthy, sleep correctly, hydrate, move a little bit, connect with people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a good life.
It's so true. I know it's your opinions that we have on board today, but about the wellness things, quick things I wanted to add to it is, for me, wellness is all the small habits that you don't notice during your day. And wellness for you is also taking a morning shower. Keep yourself clean. Brushing your teeth is also wellness. Reading is wellness. And as you said, like having meaningful conversations or spending time with your loved ones is wellness. So, yeah, I think those are also so important parts that you don't have to neglect, because if you start to noticing them, automatically more and more wellness things will come into your life because you start being aware of the things you already have.
Exactly.
Okay, to round it all off and then we'll end. Yasin, if you as an entrepreneur owning a gym, I'm always saying gym now because it's called gym and not a gym, owning a gym and soon a second one, would you have any kind of recommendation or a really good quote that you live by that you want to give to other super busy people but something to inspire them to keep up wellness in any kind of way?
Good one, good one, good one. I think I need to find it for myself as well. Like a code, maybe not, but like I just wanna maybe say something to all the people who I know that a lot of people at some point start to experience some, some throwbacks and something bad in their health. Either they gain some weight, or they feel they don't have the same level of energy, they feel too tired, or like they feel that they're aching everywhere or something. Like to all these people, and at some point when they start feeling this stuff, they like, oh, I need to do something about it. I can't stay like this. I need to do something. And they're like, oh my God, I need to go to the gym. I need to do this. I need to get a diet. I need to know. And they start like putting too much pressure on themselves. To those people, I just want to tell them it's very easy. You just gotta start. Just like the next morning, wake up, put some sport shoes, go out for a walk to start. Nice and simple. Come back, prepare yourself a simple breakfast, eggs, bread, for example, with some tea. Have a nice shower, start your day, and repeat. It's just like start simple, try to be disciplined, you know, and that's it. You don't have to run marathons, you don't have to do high intensity training, you don't have to eat quinoa, you don't have to, I don't know what. Just like make it simple. And there's this forgot the name of the guy who sold his startup $800 million and then decided to surround himself with lots of like physiotherapists, nutritionists and stuff in order to bring his metabolic age down.
Okay.
So after, I don't know, 1 or 2 years, and after having spent $2 million on various health stuff, I think his program is called Blueprint Program.
Okay, maybe I've heard a little about it.
Probably. And I'm wondering if he's not from some Nordic country.
Maybe.
By the way. And basically, the conclusions of having spent $2 million were sleep well, eat well, hydrate, do some exercise, have some social connections. That's it. You've just saved yourself $2 million.
I think we're gonna end it on that sentence. That was amazing.
Cool. That was the $2 million podcast with Evie.
It definitely was. Thank you, yes.
You're welcome, Evie, and I hope to see you very soon. I know you're going back for the end of your holidays, but we hope to see you in Morocco very, very soon.
I hope to.
Inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now that is all you get from today. I hope you love to be here. I at least love to have you here. Remember that if you want to be a part of this beautiful journey of all of us who's walking together towards a more conscious life, a healthy and happy life, there's more than space enough for you. So go follow my channel, like and subscribe, and let's keep seeing each other because I want you here. And until we see each other again, always remember that you are so worth it. Ciao.